Hi everyone, how are you today? Welcome back to Pacific Front channel. People say Indonesia is a nation with 1001 prototypes. We often met interesting concept of a product with a lot of potential, but for whatever reason, these products never go beyond a prototype stage. Same goes in the defense sector. There are countless promising military equipment concepts that ended up just being a prototype and then being forgotten. In today's video, we're gonna look at some of those prototypes, which in my opinion is still or even more needed in today's and future operation. And for that reason, deserve a second chance. So stay tuned. We're gonna start with the SBS light tank from Pindad. I first saw the prototype either in 2012 or 2013 in a military forum. Although it bears the title as a light tank, its main purpose was as a track APC, based on the AMX-13 VCI platform which was widely available in the Army's inventory. The SBS has a length of 5.68 meters, width of 2.77 meters, height of 1.97 meters, and a combat weight of 13 tons. It has a maximum speed of 70 km per hour, maximum range of 400 km, and can carry up to 10 personnel. Two variants have been made so far, with the 20mm cannon and the MLRS variant shown for the first time at Indodefense 2014. At that time, developing a track vehicle was something new in Indonesia, and I did hope that this prototype might be the start of Indonesia's journey of developing a track APC like the M113 or light tank like the Scorpion tank. However, with the announcement of joint development of Harimau MT with Turkey, the hype for this armored vehicle faded out, and we haven't heard about it ever since. Presumably, the funding got cancelled. It's really unfortunate to see the development has stopped. In my opinion, this vehicle still has a place for today's need. Currently, the Army's recon unit are looking for their ferret replacement, and the Air Force airborne units still don't have an armored vehicle to support them after landing. With some design improvements, I think it will be suitable for the job. Modular approach can increase the role flexibility of this vehicle, and we don't have to worry too much about armament as well. Today, we have a wide range of weapon system to meet our specific needs, from RCWS with 7.62mm or 50 cal machine gun and 40mm automatic grenade launchers, to 20 or 30mm cannon with ATGM are widely available both locally and globally. Furthermore, the platform can be used for possible armored UGV as well, like the German did with their Weasel and the Turkish with their M113. So, for those potential and possibilities the SBS tank might offer, I think this vehicle deserves a second chance. Here it is, the biggest locally made hovercraft in Indonesia, the Kartika hovercraft. This hovercraft was developed by the Army Supply and Logistic Bureau and was shown for the first time at Indodefense 2010. The Kartika hovercraft has a length of 14.2 meters, width of 7 meters, height of 3.1 meters, and maximum payload capacity of 3 to 5.5 tons. It has a maximum speed of 28 knots and endurance of 7 hours. We already know how useful hovercraft are during amphibious landing for carrying tanks, personnel, and logistics from ship to shore. Although it's more complicated to operate than the conventional LCU, hovercraft can move easily both on water and on land. This feature will come in handy when we need to resupply our troops far inland or for disaster relief effort like in Aceh Province in 2004. But I don't know why its status as a prototype never changed after all this year. If funding is the problem, I think a joint service program between the Army and the Marine could reduce the burden of its development costs. If it's still not enough, the Ministry of Defense Research and Development Bureau, the Agency for the Assessment and the Application of Technology, and perhaps the Ministry of Transportation as well, should offer their hands for the development of this hovercraft, because the capability of hovercraft is needed for a maritime nation like Indonesia, and its purpose is not limited to military use only, but also civilian use as well. It will help the connectivity and logistics between islands where there's no deep water ports and airstrip available. The ME-105 howitzer is the first medium-sized howitzer made by Pindad. The prototype was shown for the first time in Indodefense 2006 and meant to replace the aging M48 mountain gun and the M101 light howitzer in the Army. It has a caliber of 105mm, weight of 1,320 kg, maximum firing range of 10,500 meters, and rate of fire of 4 rounds per minute. In terms of shapes, it looks very similar to the Otto Melara Mod 56 Pak howitzer. However, I can't find any record whether the ME-105 is a license-built product or not. And 15 years after its first appearance, there's still no sign of mass production in sight. From what I see, this howitzer still lacks in some aspect compared to its competitor and the howitzer it was meant to replace. The first one is rate of fire. Compared to the Mod 56 and M48 that can fire 10 rounds per minute, the ME-105 firing rate is very low. And the second one is its weight, but I'm blaming the Army's airlift inventory for this one. Compared to the M48 that weighs around 680 kg, the ME-105 is twice as heavy to be sling-loaded under the Army's Bell 412 helicopter, which only have a maximum payload capacity of around 2,500 kg. Of course, it still can be carried, but it will reduce the speed of the aircraft a lot. The solution for this is really simple. Choose a bigger workhorse helicopter for the Army. In my opinion, the 105mm howitzer is like an evergreen commodity. The demand for it will always be there. It's powerful enough to soften the enemy's position, light enough to be towed by a small truck or airlifted by a medium-sized helicopter, and it's relatively cheap for a small nation to afford. That's why I think the ME-105 should have no problem entering this market. In my calculation, the armed forces alone need high triple-digit howitzer to equip the Army and the Marine Corps Artillery Regiment. So, if Pindad can make a good howitzer product to meet at least these local needs, the economy generated by it will be huge. It doesn't have to be 100% made in Indonesia. Just 60 to 70% is good enough in my opinion. And the last prototype for today's video is the 81mm mechatronic mortar, or widely known as the automatic mortar system. Being introduced by the Army's Research and Development Bureau in 2016, this automatic mortar system is developed to be mounted on a vehicle. Then, in 2018, the second generation of the prototype was shown at Indo Defense. This time, Pindad joins in, and the difference between the two generations is very visible. Using better materials for its construction, the second generation one looks more mature. However, that was as far as the story goes. Until now, I haven't heard about it anymore. It has a caliber of 81mm, barrel length of 1560mm, elevation angle of 45 to 83 degrees, and firing range of 6,500 meters. The system itself weighs around 825 kg. It features automatic loading using a hydraulic mechanism and electronic targeting and firing control using a laptop and Android tablets. Automatic mortar system like this have many benefits than the manual counterparts. Its automatic loading system makes the workload of the operators much lighter while still maintaining a constant rate of fire of the system. Combined with electronic targeting and firing system, the execution of order can be done more accurately and quicker. Of course, it also has its drawbacks, like a more expensive, heavier, and more complicated system. But its features, especially when operated in highly intensive battles, can be a difference between life and death, and this might outweigh its disadvantage. There you have it, some prototypes which I think deserve a second chance. Which one do you think is the most coolest or much needed one of this list? Let me know in the comment section below. And as always, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy it. Don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends and family. Please check out my merch store. The link is in the description below. Subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in the next one.